any of these so-called people that were ministers when the messenger was here, then after he died in 1975, you immediately stood up with War of the Muhammad simply because he was the messenger's son, or you were scared or whatever. It doesn't matter. You fell into hypocrisy, and that includes Farrakhan. And we're speaking of Farrakhan because of the reason, anytime you say something about Farrakhan, just like you would about Royal or Silas or Son of Man, Marvin Muhammad, or any of these other self-proclaimed leaders of the flock of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, anytime you fight and say something about Farrakhan, though, everybody wants to come out the woodworks and start defending him. We, or you, if you call yourself a real Muslim, you're supposed to fight in the cause of Islam, not the cause of Farrakhan. You're supposed to fight in the cause of the teachings of Master Prophet Muhammad through the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, which is our Islam in America. Not in the cause of Farrakhan, just like you wouldn't fight in the cause of War of the Muhammad or Son of Man or Roy. But it seems like these people who are kissing the butt, brown nose, and whatever you want to call it, kissing ass up to anyone who says they are some kin to one of these men, then all of a sudden you will follow them blindly just because they're Farrakhan's children, Royal's children, or Salah's children, or some kin to Salah's, or married into Farrakhan's family. But it doesn't matter. The point is that the messenger said that if you became a hypocrite and stayed a hypocrite for over a year, then you became a devil, straight devil. So the fact remains is that all of these men, I don't know, I think Royal probably didn't, but the rest of them fell into hypocrisy because they stood up with War of the Muhammad. They endorsed him at 1975 Savior's Day, and all you got to do is get the tape, listen to it, or watch it. They all stood with him and endorsed him as the next leader of the Nation of Islam. So they did just what the Bible said do. They did. They handed the Honorable Elijah Muhammad over to Pilate, to Herod. I'm saying, just read the Bible. You'll see this stuff unfold. However, the fact remains Farrakhan did it too, people. You want to defend him, but the messenger said, if you follow the ways of hypocrisy and you remain there and stand in it for a year, you become straight devil. Now, that includes Farrakhan, and that's exactly what he did, and he has bear witness to it for himself. So, when he stood up, he was really a devil. He had turned straight devil. And so what he did, and he knew he was wrong, he shouldn't have even did it, and that's called himself rebuilding the house of Elijah. But he played on people's emotions because he knew most of us was hurting and wanted to see the nation come back because we missed our messenger so much. I remember my father telling me, don't get crazy. Don't get stupid. And I thank my father for saying that. However, I wanted to believe in Farrakhan. However, anyway, got out of that spell real quick. And for the rest of you, you need to too. And yeah, you'll say, well, a lot of people went and stood so-called up with Farrakhan. That was the phrase. But, a lot of us did not know what Farrakhan know. And the message wasn't talking about us. He was talking about his ministers and all those who labored with him, who were laborers. They fell hypocrite because they went against the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad with someone that they knew emphatically did not believe in Master Prophet Muhammad or the Nation of Islam's protocol or teachings. And getting back to that, people want to go around and say we're not real Muslims. Well, Islam means one who submits to the will of Allah. How in the hell can you submit to the will of Allah when you don't know who you are and what you should be doing? Everything that submits to Allah is in their natural state or form, like the birds, the bees, the tree, nature, How can we follow and submit to the will of Allah when we didn't know who we were? So we had to have a new form of knowledge given to us in peace, which Islam means peace. Bear me witness. So in peace, a new understanding of Islam was given to us so that we first could grow into understanding who we were and what we should be doing. Because like the Bible say, how can you give a baby meat? So for all those who say we're not real Muslims, you know what I say to you? You're not a real Muslim either, because Prophet Muhammad says in the Quran that 14 generations after him, you wouldn't even know him. And why do we have to walk around in Arab garb and following the Arab ways when they are in turmoil over there in the East? They don't know what the hell they're doing. They're fighting all the time. So, I thank Allah, Master Prophet Muhammad, for coming to teach us the truth about ourselves and for giving the Honorable Elijah Muhammad the knowledge and the wisdom and the understanding to develop a program that would fit us so we could learn to be in our natural state, so we could learn to truly submit to the will of Allah. Because you can't if you're false, and you can't if you're not natural. And coming up out of slavery, you could hardly say we were natural, because as I've said in my other videos, we never got debriefed. To be brief means you're given instruction. To be debriefed means that you are, made aware of those instructions, and then you are allowed to respond to that brief, and then learn how to debrief yourself from the instruction that you had in the latter time. So that's why I put debrief. And so the teachers of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad was a way to be debriefed, because if you know anything about the lessons and the protocol of the Nation of Islam, you were asked questions over and over again so that you might be able to come up with the right answers and understand that the answers that were given to you were wrong and false and were only a tool that our open enemy, the Caucasian white man, the devil, used to further enslave us. So, can't go on. We only get 10 minutes, but I just want to say, all those who stood with Warfdi Muhammad were hypocrites. And you know who you are, and if you, individual brothers and sisters, don't know who they were, then you need to go back and study the tapes, the audio and video, to see just who was up on that stage with him and who endorsed him. And then you will understand what a hypocrite is when it comes to the messenger and the Nation of Islam. And then you will come to an understanding on how to think about these things and what must be done. Peace.